Okay, Carl, you've played over 500 professional games. Your body has been through wars already. What made you say, yes, I'll go through another one?
I think obviously just taking yourself out of your comfort zone. I've always loved the thought of taking different challenges on, and obviously, the reason of why we're doing it. And I saw the clips of the last one in London, and I thought, you know what, if I can make some memories like that and be a part of a night like that, then, I'll give it a right good go.
When you watched the clips last time round, did you size people up and think, oh, I could have won that, I could have done that? Were you comparing yourself?
No, there was a few bits where I was a bit like, oh my God, I am going to get punched in the face. But that's all part of it. I think we're all going to have that competitive nature as soon as we get in the ring, and we're all going to want to win. And no, like I said, I think we'll give it a right good go, and win or lose, we know it's all for a bigger picture, and to raise a hell of a lot of money for two amazing causes.
You talk about getting punched in the face. It's not what footballers are used to. Is there an element of fear that comes with that?
Yeah, there definitely is, but I think you have to kind of know that it's going to happen. You have to accept that, and I'm not going to go thinking I'm good enough or strong enough to go in there blindly without, making sure I'm prepared for it. So over the next 10 or so weeks, that's what I'll be doing. I won't be, shying away from anything. I won't leave no stone unturned, and I'll be giving it everything I can to make sure that when I get there on April the 17th, I'm ready for it.
Talking of training, again, very different to what you would be used to. We're not quite into the thick of camp yet, but what is your initial thoughts on the training required?
I'm quite lucky in the fact that I'm still playing football a little bit, and I'd like to think that I'll keep myself in decent, but I know training for boxing is going to be completely different. I know it's a completely different type of fitness, the way you train, you breathe in, everything to do with that. And like I say, you're getting hit. So I'm under no illusions how tough it's going to be, but I'm excited to test myself through it. And at the end of that 10 weeks and at the end of fight night, I can say I've left everything in there, and win or lose, we've had a great night.
Being captain Port Vale, you put your body on the line more often than not for big games. Do you think that mindset is already ingrained within you, that on fight night you're ready to just give it everything?
Yeah, I think that's in most athletes, DNA. And like I said, that's always the way I've been. I want to do anything I can to win. And, I'm sure anyone that steps into the ring that night will feel the exact same way. But like I said, I'm really excited to be a part of it. I can't wait to experience, like I say, all the coaching, all the different styles, techniques that I'm going to have to try and learn over the next coming weeks. But it's one of them. I'm no different. I'm going to go in there on that night trying to win. Simple as.
You mentioned the competitiveness in all of you professional athletes. Obviously, it's innate within them. What's it like being in a room with everyone today and seeing the guys putting on the gloves and eyeing each other up ahead of fight night?
Do you know what? It felt like being in a bit of a changing room where the banter's flying around, and I'm meeting I know a couple of people. I played with a couple of lads as well, but you're meeting new ones as well, and straight away the banter's flying around. So in that sense, it's brilliant, and but it's the same thing. Even when you're in a dressing room, you're in a team, you're up against people and you want to win, and it's going to be no different. But like we said earlier on, it's I think everyone's going to be helping each other, and the banter in the group chat's flying around already. And but no, I think we all know why we're doing it, and we all just want to give the best we can to raise a hell of a lot of money for the charities involved.
What style fighter do you think you'll be on fight night?
Aggressive. I don't just want to, just sit back and take punches, and I want to dish a bit out as well. So I think it's a case of making sure that I don't blow a gasket too early. You know, and like I say, I'm prepared to go through whatever training and what I need to do to make sure, because Rye's a bigger lad than me as well, so I'm going to have to learn how I do deal with distances, his range, etc., all of that. And he's a bigger lad than me as well, so all them things I'm going to have to go through. But I'm not going to hold back from anything. I'm going to, like I say, I'm going to go in there and give it a right good go.
What background, if any, do you have in boxing?
Nothing really at all. I enjoy watching it. You know, you see all the fights that have been on, you know, and how well boxing is doing and how well promoted it's been now. I mean, you see, you know, with the sheets involved and the money involved now, how big it is, and you can't help but not be excited by some of the fights that are put on. But yeah, in terms of my own background, I haven't got much at all. But I've never been one to shy away from a challenge. And no, like I said, I honestly can't wait to get doing all the training and, like I say, test myself.
What is success for you on fight night? Obviously, a victory would be the cherry on top, but what is a good night for you?
I want to win. Simple as I do. And I'd be surprised if, you know, anyone else said the same. The biggest thing for me is, you know, that me and Rye, we have a right good battle. We shake hands, we have a beer at the end, and we know at the end of the fight, end of the night, we've raised so much money for these kids that people need help. And, you know, if we can do that and put on a good show for people, that's even better.
A lot of awareness has come to footballers and the transition from being a player to retirement. You're obviously still involved in football, but what would you say about that transition and how difficult it can be for players?
Yeah, I mean, I've been quite lucky. I finished playing full-time, went straight into non-league football. So I've been lucky in that sense. I had a few weeks where, you know, it is difficult where you come out. I don't think you realise how much of a bubble you're in until you come out of it, because it's the same with all footballers. You think you're untouchable, and you quickly realise you're not. And I can see why it is difficult for some people. Like I say, I was lucky myself, but I think the way Ryan spoke in the press conference, I think if there's any way we can, you know, keep raising that awareness to, you know, how serious it can be, then it can only, you know, benefit people in the long run.
Well, we're looking forward to seeing you on fight night. We've asked everyone if they can look into this camera and give their opponent one final message before fight night.
Good luck.